I think we're live. Are going to just do some Eclipse today. So, had a lot of excitement yesterday. Should actually probably put Estelle into one team. The question is which team? Which team needs a good damage boost? This team does. Gear her up. Heal so we can get some crit. Probably crit now. Gear options are a bit limited when you get this deep on a hero. So take that. Yeah, she's got over 1,000 crit. There's actually going to be no priest in this party, so fine. We're page 2, Rebel class A. Don't need P diff shred. Attack definitely. She doesn't die. And we'll give her a little extra amp. That. Guess we'll take the penetration perk. Alright, what artifact does Evan have? Add a Actually, that makes me wonder what we're using. It's strong physical stuff. Let's give her the lion. Take Neuraxis. Good, but his two. See. His set's actually pretty solid all around. So we'll go that route. And Estelle still needs to act. What do I have to spare, if anything? There's extra attack for the party. Yeah, that's gonna have to do. Alright, so we'll go that way. Alright, so she should be able to heal mostly. Does he get 50, 100? 250 plus 350, 600 acid. 950 crit. Odds a month. Okay, so 100% crit. Alright. Is one of them on a weaker team, so we're just going to try to do what we can with it. See if we can get him to just clear 25 consistently. Be really nice. Saved. Change to. Hold on, who was in Esker's? Ruffy and May. I should actually switch that if so. Crit and yeah, also it's crit. Okay, so we can actually switch that. Extra crit. Alright, I'll put him at exactly 1000. Because we don't run destruction. Right. Proof. Team should still be fine. Let's go. Mm. Alright, stacking fine here with Epis. That's good. surprised I didn't two-shot that. Alright. Alright. Run's still going clean. Alright. Alright, so stacks. Wolves are always a pain, because I think they take reduced magic damage. There we go. I think we got it though. Alright, got through that wave, didn't lose stacks. Did I just lose my stacks? I think I did. Yes, I did. Dang it. He moved too quick and I didn't get the third shot off. That's disappointing. Well, time to suffer. Because Epis can't do anything when she loses her stacks. somehow get back up to 5 stacks, maybe we can keep going. Okay, we're back at 5 stacks. Alright. Don't have a lot of damage though, so alright, let's pop Soul Weapon. Oh, we're gonna drop stacks again. Didn't get a kill. She didn't get a single kill on that. Still gonna go for 40 though. Do it. On Epis, kill that one at least. The only one left. I'm surprised I didn't do the bonus damage enough to kill. Still killing in time though, barely. .40's gonna be tough though. It's safe to get behind the boss and just stay back there with Epis. The problem is, can I do enough damage? Time frame. That's the big question. Save that soul weapon for next wave just to help damage. Alright. We hit in timer. That's no good. Alright. Enough mana to get behind, otherwise we're screwed. Alright. Wait and get behind again. Be safe. Behind. .40 clear. There we go. Alright. This team can die now. In fact, I'm gonna reward them. Not gonna let them die. Alright, now it's time for Celine. Alright. Off. Yeah, I'm doing good. My opinions on Isaiah? She does no damage, like at all. I don't think there's like any way to make her do like anything close to damage. So don't ever count that as an option. I think her abilities in PvP are really good for disruption. Like she's really good at messing with the enemy comp. Not with like hard CC, but just like the constant repositioning, the silence, the shield. Like she makes it difficult for your opponent to deal with you, which will work for some comps. I think she'll mostly fit in with maybe some wall decks. I don't know how well she'll fit in with bruiser decks, especially since she herself can't really do any damage. She might fit in some burst comps, but it's gonna be like slower burst comps because like she takes a while to kind of do her thing. I don't think she's a bad hero, not in the least. She's definitely not broken. I don't think she's yeah, I think she's kind of like in a midish tier overall. I think Arena, she has more chances to shine. PvE, I haven't really used her much in like I tried using her in Galgoria and I didn't really have much success, but she's also not A2 compared to my A2 Fallen Prey, so there's gonna be some discrepancy there. But it was able to clear Galgoria 7, so I mean, it's able to do it. I don't think it was any faster. In fact, I think it was actually slower. Team gets CC'd and everything. No, I haven't. Like, I don't think she really heals enough, and she gets really hard countered by the heal reduction. So, like, she'll actually have a hard time sustaining herself, I think, in Eclipse. I could be wrong, but I didn't feel like putting her into any of the teams just yet. She's also not level 100 just yet. I got her to 97 right now. I'm just leveling through Stockade. I did put Estelle into one of the teams though, so I am making some adjustments to my Eclipse teams. Depending on how things go with Estelle, I might even also end up moving her into Celine's team, because I think some of the higher Eclipse clearers have been doing that as well, dropping Fallen Fray and just go for all damage boost. Yeah, I don't think she's going to be like a meta changer. I think she will mostly fit in League of Honor as like a flex pick to counter certain heroes. I don't think she herself is going to be like a main pick for most players. It's just kind of hard to like kind of fit in since they made so many heroes recently that are just have so much in their kit, like heroes like Fallen Fray, Gremory, Ezekiel. Their kits are like so bloated. Like I think they kind of tried to do it with Isaiah because like her skills have a lot of effects built into them, but I think the overall impact of each of the individual effects isn't quite where we would need to be for her to like to be a meta changer. Yeah, I mean Juno's pretty good though in Arena though. I mean, Cleanse, Dispel. Juno has a metric fuck ton of healing. You actually have her built. My 2-star Juno actually heals a lot. You know, and I actually do use Juno in League of Honor. She's one of my go-to priest, even with my investment not being as high on her. She just has a solid kit. She just Juno just has so much in her kit, it's kind of hard to deny. I think the biggest problem Isaiah has, though, is the fact that like her skill 3 is just hard locked behind those 4 skill cast. 3 with the perk, at least, well, the first time you do it. You still have to cast like 3 skills before you're even allowed to cast her S3. If you do get off the S3, you're in a pretty good position, though. I think the weird thing is, like, her UTs are kind of underwhelming. Like, her UT4, which is, like, her best PvE UT, gives at most, like, 7.5% non-hero damage. But, like, Rayhartna gives 7.5 boss damage to the whole party, just for even a single wave. Like if you use, like I use Rayhartna in World Boss 2, and she gives like the same 7.5%. And then Rayhartna also brings like pretty decent CC with her S1, tons of cooldown on everybody. Which like if you have a ton of CC in your comp, means you have more CC. You have a ton of buffs in your comp, it means better uptime on your buffs. Like Rayhartna does a ton for the party, and also gives like that same percentage. I mean, it's non-hero versus boss, but I mean, in scoring content, like, all the scoring content's bosses, so it's the same thing. There's no difference. It's the same effect, and you don't even need multi-waves. Yeah, her S3 does, like, surprisingly no damage at all. I thought it was going to be, like, some super mega nuke, like, if you were allowed to get it off. It does literally nothing in terms of damage. I mean, it definitely disrupts the enemy team because they can't do any damage and just really, like, it heals up your team. But, like, it does no damage at all. Like, it seemed that way, like, in the introductory stages, because you pretty much have to cast the S3 to even clear the wave, so it made it appear like, oh, this is her big nuke. This is how you defeat enemies. No, it does nothing. Those good ads out. Alright, gotta focus here. We are at the 60 wave now. Alright, we going for big ether, gentlemen. We don't like Child of Hellfire in these parts. Yeah, luckily that one on 58 I was able to clear because I because I S3'd, because the S3 still has its boss damage that defense ignores. So I was able to still kill it, it was low enough. Alright, yep, we are dumping arrows now, so we're just gonna try to get as far as we can. Alright, didn't lose Glenn, that's good. Real close. I only have a 4-star morph rings, though. It says that 51 there in the top, I'm sweating bullets. Alright, top full ray soul weapon to get the extra amp. Alright, soul weapon, kill 75.
I can't.
75 cleared. Getting past 75, really hard. Damage pretty much halts at this point. The 76 I have to clear in order to get the next starting wave. With Reyna, that's not with my 0-star Reyna. That's not happening. I mean, I've done some impressive stuff. Like, I don't think Reyna's necessarily like a bad champion. Like, I think her scaling's kind of not good, and her skill spammy nature makes her really clunky to use. But there's definitely content she does work in. She might be pretty decent in the new raid too. There's a lot of gimmicks to physical side. Magic side's way harder though for Arctim raid. Like there's so many cheap tricks to like get through the other raid. Use Klaus with UT2 so you can ignore the crit resistance. You can use if you're using a ranged DPS, you can use Ancient Mask and just completely hard counter the Beyblade move, so that way you don't have to use any extra accuracy. You just get out of the Beyblade. You don't get the knockdowns, but who cares? I mean, yeah, it's extra damage, but all the damage you lose versus running a light bracelet compared to like putting FHA on, like you'll more than make up for it. It's like Magic Side doesn't have like that same thing. I mean, the one thing with Magic Side, like I have to run what is it? Orb of Contract on my Kara, so my Kara just doesn't insta-die for like everything the boss does, because the boss does hit pretty hard. But Orb of Contract basically just hard counters it. But that also means you're not running a DPS artifact on your DPS, so your DPS has to manage on their own damage output without an artifact. Oh yeah, and oh gosh, I forget their name. Another YouTuber, Miri Main, made a video showing Demia using her S2 to just hard counter the Beyblade because it just hits so many times it knocks them down. I have a Twitch account, but I don't stream on Twitch. I've thought about doing it, but I don't know. It's a lot of effort to like. I mean, I could, but I don't stream that often. The only reason, to be honest, like the only real reason I'm like streaming something every day is just for the event that they're running. And it's a good opportunity though, because I can put out some like different content like every day. Like yesterday I did some awakening stuff, and then today I'm doing Eclipse. I'll do something different tomorrow, so it'll be some just different stuff. I'll have a Zaya level 100 tomorrow. I might run her in League of Honor. That's actually a good idea tomorrow. I think I'll run her League of Honor. I don't think she'll fit in with my my League of Victory comp because like I'm running Tanya, so Tanya's all about like killing the entire enemy party in like 3 seconds. So Isaiah doesn't have time to really do anything. Situation. I can. I do GC every week. Usually go on Saturday or Sunday with my partners, but I can definitely do it. I am able to get the 10th phase in GC3 now. My last score was like 670 trillion or something like that. Can't remember the exact number. It was somewhere in that ballpark. It wasn't quite 7 trillion. Just under, or 700 trillion. I got some enchants on Esker, so he's going to be a little bit stronger this time around. Yeah, last I checked, we were still top 10. I think that fluctuates a bit, because like, I think last round we were like 4th out of the 4 guilds we were against. So I think we've been bouncing up and down a little bit, but we're hanging in there. We were able to kill GC1, GC2 fairly easy. And we only have a couple teams doing GC3 right now, sadly. And Soft is recruiting. Like, it says we're 50-50 right now, but like we have a lot of inactive members, so we are technically recruiting still, and we will kick inactive people out because we have a lot of people who just haven't logged in 6 months. Oh, that's right. I think I put a Heart of the... Yeah, I did. Okay, so that's why Esker just killed that so quick. I'm like, wait a minute. Esker usually doesn't kill the wave 40 that quick. He does 40. Yeah, we do have a Discord. Yeah, we have a We have a Discord. People are fairly active in there. Our requirements are fairly light. Like we require at least 2 heroes that are GC capable, either a DPS support or either a DPS and a support or 2 supports. Check. Actually curious now that you asked what rank is right now. Oh, I was thinking. Oops. I think we're gonna beat them. I don't recognize any of them. None of them are top 50. We're ranked 57th. Server. We're currently 9th on NA. Cafe and Binary are right in the same park as us. Bit of a, like there's fluctuation, I think, because fighting between spots. 10k above. Guild raid's dead already because flex on it. Guild war not required. Their leisure. We just don't like the content as a whole. I mean,
welcome back. Thank you for your hard work.
Eclipse.
You are in the presence of a king.
The first couple teams take a while because they go to 40. Like, Lean is like quickest to 40, but then she goes to 70. Epis took a while to get to 40 because she dropped her stacks. Esker actually went quicker than Extra Heart of the Abyss. They have like 4 hearts now. One's on the Lean team. One is on Esker. One was on Epis. One is Lucius, right? Heart of the Abyss is just so good for a club. It's fantastic. I'm damn near tempted to get like 10 of them just so I have one on each team for a clip. How good it is. That'd slow down me getting a 5-star one though. My main one on Celine's team is I'll build you one day, Ophelia, I promise.
I will protect you. Stretch out. Stretch out. May the pain end. Stretch out. Gush.
She's kind of like one of those heroes that has like a ton in her kit. But the thing is, like, Vespa just keeps making like content immune to effects. Amp doesn't work, shreds don't work. The two new fights. Ophelia is one of those heroes who has like a lot of utility in her kit. But like if she can't use the utility, then yeah. Like if you want her to just compete with just raw damage, like I think that's fine. I think it's more an issue not of Ophelia, it's more of an issue just the content in King's Ray doesn't require her utility. Or more specifically, that content can just be easily brute raw damage. Not required. Like sometimes you use bypass mechanics that should technically be required based on design, but aren't. That affects a lot of heroes. Like, going back to the Arctum raid, like that's something with that raid as well, actually, now that I think about it. Because like I use Kara for Arctum Zeta, and it has the whole like hit count requirement. The thing is, I usually like by the time it does the heal reduction attack that just keeps going until you hit count him out of it. If you're hit counting him, you'll usually DPS him down to his either 66 or 33% threshold before you actually complete the hit count, even though it's 200 hits. And I'm using Kara, who has a high hit number of hits. So, for like everybody, it's like, why is this a mechanic then if it's just going to get bypassed because you hit the boss to 66%? Like, I think you could use Ophelia there because you know, brute force with damage if you have a strong enough Ophelia. But Ophelia on full auto is like super wonky on damage because like if she casts like Love Card way too many times, then she spends her time in an infinite loop. I don't think Ophelia needs a buff. I mean, there's other characters I would say need buffs way more than. Yan's the most obvious one because literally everyone and their mother is complaining about how Yan doesn't have a place in the game. Nobody cares about dragons anymore. Yeah, Luisia. Though she might have some in the stage, maybe? Maybe. And it's a 3-minute fight. That's all. That's a tough one. She is one of the non-priest sources of one of the few non-priest sources of increased heal rate to the whole party. Passives could potentially be. Lucia is a good pick for needing buffs. Her last stuff kind of messed her up. Because like some of her perks like don't even work unless you take other perks. Because like what's it? One of her, or I think in one of her UTs doesn't work unless you take a specific perk. Like you could have the UT way before you could have Transcendence perk game. I think Visca needs buffs. She's the only warrior. Well, her and Priss, I think, are the only two warriors who can't beat Trial or Earth 10 that I haven't seen. Clear Earth 10. Visca's still useful in some places, but her utility is like really small. Her mana drain's only like 300 mana. You have characters like Evan who knocks out like something like 2 mana orbs. Fallen Frey who knocks out like 4 mana orbs or something crazy.
Goddess, share my pierce the heart. May Lua's blessing be with you.
And the other utility, like the CC that Visca has, is like really.
May Lua's blessing be with
Who am I? I think Ricardo needs some buffs, cause like seriously, who's Ricardo anywhere? I think even in PvP. Supposed to be like this anti-magic tank. Silica's another good. Well, Silica still has uses. Yeah, Silica's basically dead in boss 1. Based on her kit, you think that'd be like the perfect place for her.
May Lua's blessing be with you.
Pierce the heart.
Silica, Ricardo, Visca, Luigia,
May Lua's blessing.
Nikki. Probably needs buffs. People keep saying May needs buffs. I think May's still mostly fine, but I know Vespa's decent about doing it. But I think that's a consequence of Vespa's continued stance on MP.
May Lua's blessing be with you. Goddess, hear my prayer.
Pierce the heart.
That, yep, I just got it
Apologies,
because of it. Chase does not need buffs. Chase is fucking broke. And he was before he got his buffs. I don't think he deserved buffs at all.
Pierce the heart. Pierce the heart. Pierce the heart. This is the form of my rage. Pierce
Theo's in a weird spot because like Theo is still a good generalist, and he's actually really good at the new raid.
Her heart still.
Like I don't think Theo's bad. It's just similar to how I was describing Ophelia. Like utility that Theo has, like his chip CC, is just not particularly useful anywhere. Like, combination of his damage and utility ends up being needed. Because you can just use like a higher DPSer and then just bring supports that have more. Like if there was more fights that like required more knockdowns, the less. Because like the way like World Boss 1, World Boss 2 are done, you actually don't want to knock it down too much because then you don't have like all your support buffs. You actually space out your knockdown. If the goal was to get as many knockdowns as possible, heroes like Theo would actually be a lot better there. Because then you wouldn't care about waiting for your supports, you'd be trying to get as many knockdowns as possible to get your damage up. Based on some of the heroes they've been releasing, I think Vespa is kind of pushing towards wanting to push for a 2 DPS meta instead of 1 DPS meta. That might change a lot of stuff. Like Isaiah has like a perk where her buffs, like her main damage boosting buffs applies to 2 heroes. Mediana was given a perk where she targets 2 people, so they're making steps towards that. I don't think it's been enough to make a 2 DPS meta actually emerge just yet, because the single target buffers are way better. But if they keep pushing it and keep releasing heroes that have effects for 2 heroes, and if those buffs get stronger and stronger, we may actually see 2 DPS meta. You'd have a main DPS and an actual sub DPS that is actually like not a sub DPS in the old sense where they're just there for like support stuff like amp and CC. Like, you know, they'd be there for like amp CC and actually doing some damage, like contributing 25, maybe 30% of the damage. Might see that at some point. I think Vespa is trying to do that. Players that have more DPS. Yeah, that's another. Yeah, Galgoria is the perfect example too, because like you are basically forced to have 2 DPS for that fight. There are some wonky ways you can kind of get around it, but the reasonably farming you can do. Absolutely. My best farming sessions on Galgoria has actually been with like 4 DPS, so. You're running Rebel Klaus, Gladdy, Hanserone, and Celine. Was like our fastest farming. That was like for old stage 5, the old when it was up to stage 6. We were doing stage 5. We could do stage 6, but like it wasn't reliable and just took longer. But we could clear stage 5 in like half the time, so we were just doing stage 5. Yeah, I'm a veteran player, so like, yeah, I have numerous DPS to choose, so I'm in an easier position on that. But Vespa's also been a lot more generous with stuff. Like, you got a 5-star ticket, so you can just have a 5-star castle right now, after they just buffed him. And he's actually a decent DPS for most content. I don't like Castle, and I understand why people don't want to build him, but I mean, it's an option that's there. There was the 5-star ticket for the anniversary, and they've just been putting out like a lot more free unique weapons and stuff like that. Like, we got a ton of free unique weapons just from like current events there. Castle's like really good in PvE now. Perks, I think. Or no, I think it was built to his unique weapon. If he has his unique weapon, he does 30% more damage to non-heroes. It's actually pretty ridiculous. Yeah, he's not the best, but he's completely viable.
I will finish the mission. You first. Your line.
Like if you start like as a magic main and progress at this point purely as a magic main, boom, you just 5-star castle. There you go. You have your DPS, and because what's it, Arctum raid, Delta is just way easier than Zeta. So like the physical side is easier than the magic side. Like you don't even need like the strongest comp. Go a castle, just gear properly and your proper defensive stats.
Your lines are mine. You first. No mercy.
Like some of the heroes I have aren't quote unquote the best for PvP, but like I'm still able to do it. I don't think you have to have the best DPS. I think a lot of people got stuck in that trap, and I think a lot of those are like people that raised like pants run like that. They just assumed she was the best for everything. Not. And then now that she's been getting power creep for a bit, people are starting to regret their choices dumping stuff into pants run. But she doesn't have a lot of utility for other content. Have good PvE, or sorry, her PvP is kind of bleh, in my opinion. Some people might disagree with that, but I don't think she's particularly good PvP. She's too player, if you play her right. And if you play her quick, then her, yeah, if you go for the quick setup with her, the damage isn't nearly as high. And it's like there's better quick bursters. Camilla.
Boast your brilliance. Boast your brilliance. Resonate crystal.
I think the main thing is like you want to build heroes that are capable but have broad application. Like Celine's not the best for World Boss 2, but I'm still in the top 2,000 for Celine. So same with like using Esker. Like Esker is still able to stay in the top 2,000 plus 3 comp.
Light. Decorate the sky.
I mean, I can see the appeal for quote-unquote wanting the best for X content, but like I don't think you necessarily have to. As a newer player, I think you want to make sure that you have a DPS that has broad, which is why Panzer and Remory are popular. The problem with Panzer is she was too good at everything. That's why she gets a lot of hate.
Resonate crystal. Light. Decorate the sky. Light. Light. Decorate the sky.
Yeah, Luciquio's broken too. I think it's harder to name a piece of content he doesn't work in
Light. Decorate the sky.
than to name all the content he is good at. Barely saved Talisha there.
Crystal. Decorate the sky.
And also keep in mind that like Gremory was released in a abysmally bad state, so if Vespa feels the same way about like Isaiah, not particularly good. If like Vespa sees that people aren't Especially happy with her could get quick buffs. Who knows? And then again, this is also the same company that released Shakma in his initial state. So unbelievably broken, it's a wonder how. I would just argue that like Vespa didn't test anything for him. Vespa can claim like, oh no, we totally test our heroes. It's like, if you really did, like, I don't think you could release a character in that state. I mean, he was literally one-shotting people in League of Honor with his S3 third. He had like one of the highest defense ignoring scaling attacks in the entire game. Oh, it's a knight. No one will possibly actually build him as yes. That's what Vespa thought. Assume people would make him tanky, and then giving him the high scaling was just make it so, you know, he could do just a little bit of damage. I don't think they accounted, you know, people are gonna be like, yo, can I just build him to kill people? And they did. And it worked too well. I need to save. I don't know why she struggles to tank so much. She should have so much defense from 50 stacks of her S. The gear's just still particularly great. Gearing 10 teams is hard, guys. Even for me. Yeah, I manual all 10 of my teams. I am a crazy person. No, turbo mode is like super, like it messes your characters up. Like they actually use skills slower, so you're actually lowering your damage output. And your healing. But I want to try to get as much ether as I can.
You know, become my food.
All my cooldowns are up ready for this. Gotta kill him quick, otherwise. Go. Yeah, you would like this team wouldn't be able to do that on auto, so like I'd be missing out on a red ether every crystal. Stuff like that.
Resonate for a star.
You know, become my food.
Decorate the sky. Light. Decorate the sky.
I don't know if this team can beat.
Light. Decorate the sky.
Oh.
Dance on.
Yep, there goes Staley.
Decorate the sky.
Burn can tank this, right?
Light. Decorate the sky. May the glow of your soul burn brightly. Light. Decorate the sky.
Damn. Cloud was durable there. Took a beat. 7 done. I mean, you say it's like 1 ether, but I mean, matters though. Adds up. Red and gold ethers are like the most. Like if it was over like difference between like a blue and a purple, yeah, I don't care. Like if it's a team getting to like 5 or a 10th win, 5, 10, or well, clearing 20, 25, 30, then it matters.
Whatever it takes.
It's too early to lose hope.
Still, I have on auto here. I don't like manual. Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Plus, because I barely use how you would use. My general understanding is that she's extremely auto friendly.
There could be something useful in my bag.
Whatever it
It's
takes.
too early to lose hope. Get up! March on! Run forth!
Perish along with every. Do the side.
It's too early to lose
This is the
hope.
power to kill.
Get up! March on! Run forth!
Whatever it takes.
This will wake you up. Trial of the day. Every step you
Another red ether.
There's
Full auto this thing might beat 20, but die afterwards.
Whatever it takes.
30 is.
This is the
Declare so we just extra gold ether. Highest the team's ever gone. Team was running Evans.
There should be something
Bell's definitely popping.
Move aside.
Run forth.
Move aside.
Too early to lose hope.
Whatever it takes.
March on. Run forth. Every step feels so exhilarating. This will wake you up.
This is the power to kill.
Too early to lose hope.
Whatever it takes.
Run forth.
Move aside.
There should be something useful in my bag. Every step feels so exhilarating. It's too early to lose hope.
Move aside.
Get up. March on. Run forth.
This is the power to kill the gods.
This will wake
Whatever it takes.
Move aside.
It's too early to lose hope. Every step feels so exhilarating. March on. Run forth.
Move aside.
This will wake you up.
Whatever it takes.
It's too early to lose hope. Get up. March on. Run forth. Yay! Every
Five as well.
Perish.
This will wake you up.
This is the power to kill the
It's too early to lose hope.
Hot dog. That's 2 extra red ether. Tell me it's not worth it, the manual. 2 extra red ethers and an extra gold.
Whatever it takes.
Run forth. This will wake you up.
That Loman's not going to tank much longer though.
Every step feels so exhilarating.
Move aside.
It's too early to lose hope. Get up. March on. Run forth. This will wake you up.
Well, that was just auto. And life steal. not that much.
More.
Bad though, 4-star A1, double class. Good. Not as good as my 3-star Epis, like tier 40, but
Light of the heavens.
that's a hero that a lot of people talk bad about is Epis, but like Epis can do a lot of content, barely budget,
And soon.
especially Eclipse.
Light of the heavens. Be cleansed. Come forth. Power of the sun. Crushing blow. Fall back, evil Light of the heavens. Motivational. Be cleansed. You can run. It's too late for panic. Soon, light of my soul. Crushing Come forth, crushing the sun. Motivational. You can't run. It's my sword. Crushing blow. Crushing light of the heavens. Motivation. Come forth. Power of the sun. Fall back, evildoer. You can't run. Light of the heavens.
Yeah, Tarmi is another one who's like really bad on the boss waves auto. I can get her to 30. Otherwise, I'm on that 25 boss like, pretty much every time.
Light of the heavens. Motivational.
She's really good for clearing the wave.
Flow and soon. Light of the
Struggle with the boss, at least with the 3-star A0 Artemia.
fall back, evildoer. You can't run. The heavens. Motivational. Overflow. Fall back, evildoer. Light of the heavens. Light, open the path. Light of the heavens. Disappear, follower of evil. Motivational. Fall back, evildoer. Light of the heavens. It's too late for panic. My sword. You can't run. Crushing blow. Come forth. Light of the heavens. Fall back, evildoer. Motivational. Crushing blow. Light of the heavens. Light. Fall back, evildoer. You can't run. Light of the heavens. Motivational.
One of the gimmicks to my Artemia team is that Priss is the one who actually has the highest attack, so she's the one that gets dive kicked. So Artemia is actually safe.
Come forth.
I don't really have any buffs that target highest attacker party. Priss's S2 targets the highest person up themselves, so her being the highest isn't an issue.
Motivational. Light of the heavens. Crushing wall. Back, evildoer. Crushing wall. Light of the heavens. Motivational. My crushing blow. Fall back, evildoer. You can't run. Light, open the path. Light of the heavens. Motivational. Come forth. Power of the sun. Crushing blow. Back, evildoer. You can't run. Light of the heavens. Motivational. My sword. Light of the heavens. Back, evildoer. Consume. Disappear, follower of evil.
Pretty sure, yeah, I never beat 35 with Artemia. I don't think she can.
It's too late for
I know.
power of the sun. Fall back, evildoer.
Takes a long 30, we actually lose a bunch of our heal rate. Be able to heal.
Light of the heavens.
But I can! Nope. On him. No, one more team. I only do Eclipse once a week. I'll just take whatever charges I have. Nice, some lifesteal.
Shall we see how the new shot works?
Pro strats. Dive. Okay.
A little bit of that. Shall we see how the new shot works?
My hand is the hardest.
Yeah, Eclipse takes about an hour. Almost done. This is the last team though. Diana's S3. Need one more piece to have a set that has the 100% uptime. 30 clear. Thank you for your service, Gladdy. Oh, that healed. Midius won.
This test was a failure.
There's 113 gold ether. That team can actually get to 30. This one is able to beat 30. Every team is capable. One reason why I like Eclipse. Yeah, it was Crow paired with Tanya, and Tanya's A2 now. So is Crow, so got 2 A2, 20 DPSs in the game.
Like flowing water.
Crow gear. Have to give up a Manticore earring because I don't have a good one. There's the next one. God. There's Reyna. That's where she's staying. Oh man. That still gave me a chuckle that she beat it though. Like I was actually impressed. But I actually want to farm Siegfried. So it was a fun gimmick. I still can't figure out anything. Like I've been trying some stuff on Galgoria to try to figure out like some low investment Galgoria clearing, and just not happening. At least not for stage 6. Really do have to have like 2 solid DPS to go at Galgoria. Alright, so fun comes in after you do it. I have 1,100 ethers? Oh my god. Alright. Oh man. Yeah, like I think like you wouldn't even have to necessarily have that strong of a Reyna to like possibly do stage 9. Actually, hold on. I should take that back because the HP jump between 7, 8, and 9 is pretty massive. But the fact that it's 0-star Reyna stage 6 is baffling to say the least. Alright, so choices on 500 blues. Enough to bring one of a couple characters. This is the situation I'm so down a notepad as I go. So Sandra is A0 and she has the stones for A1. Shea is another option for A0. Cell. Cell seems like she's A0 and has stones. Loman A0 has two. Those Sandra, Shea, Estelle, and Loman. Choice. Yeah, I might try to slide Isaiah in one of the teams next time. I'll just have to figure out. Doesn't bring cut or where she would best fit in. Unfortunately, I don't. The A1. Isaiah. That's to 15. That's the last hump. So A1 those other ones later. A1. Wish I didn't put so many ethers into Zera. Heck. Two. Next two crystals I might be able to get. Ina, I can A1, but better to wait. Well, if I get enough stones to A2. There's no. 17. Yeah, I gotta feed them one at a time. It's 19%, and 0.38 for the second one. If you feed two directly, it's 0.37. So watch this. One add, one add. It's the 0.3. You actually gain extra. They have to feed these one at a time. End up saving like 50. I'm not gonna do that on stream. Working out Rebel Klaus's 20. Isha. Save him for Aya. Or I can use them for some. Only easy. Oh, need to get her to. Alicia's just to make Sky Trial easy. Just on me. Well, gonna call the stream there. Been at it for an hour. Gonna take a break. Other stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, I will be streaming every day for the course of the event. So something different tomorrow. I think we're gonna League of Honor with Isaiah. So look forward to that. Take care.